I mean, Florence is enjoyable all year round because it's a city where art is everywhere and in the streets we have a lot of museums. Actually, I would like to point out two new museums, recent two museums. Dimmi, exactly. One is when you get out from the hotel, you make a right-hand side. Okay. Right there you have the new Museo del Novecento, which is the contemporary art museum, so just next door. And there is also another very beautiful museum that I love personally, which is the Museo dell'Opera del Duomo.
I have been.
It's amazing.
Actually, everybody needs to go there.
Yeah.
This is Kathy McCabe. Welcome to the Dream of Italy podcast. You know me from the PBS travel series Dream of Italy and the award-winning website and publication. Join me as we explore the sights and sounds of Bella Italia. From the canals of Venice to the piazzas of Puglia, from the fashion houses of Milan to the vineyards of Tuscany. Hop on, it's gonna be a great ride. Andiamo!
First, some words from our podcast sponsors. Discover Rosa Pepe Retreats. Feel Italy and feel great when you travel to Campania with our friends Susan and Jerry. Stay at the family hotel built on ancient thermal springs. Take cooking classes with the Baroness and taste regional wines at hidden vineyards. Find out more at rosapeperetreats.com. Inspired by Italy, Fruits and Passion Cucina's olive oil-based dish soaps, hand soaps, lotions, and kitchen mists have been elevating kitchens for nearly 3 decades. Save 15% at fruitsandpassion.com with the promo code DreamOfItaly15.
Good morning on the most beautiful day in Florence, and I am a very lucky lady to be on the rooftop of the Grand Hotel Minerva with my friend, the Director of Sales and Marketing for the hotel, Andrea Bargigli.
Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, everybody.
Oh my gosh, does it get any better than this?
No, I think no. For the season, for the autumn, it's a perfect day.
So do you ever work up here or they keep you downstairs?
Unfortunately, no. And I never swam in the pool.
Isn't it incredible?
Yeah, I can't.
But I think this swimming pool is one of the greatest in Florence. And it's a very rare thing to have a swimming pool in Florence.
Absolutely, yes. I think that we were the first hotel boasting a rooftop terrace with a swimming pool, and back in 1958. And so, but now there are also other hotels that are having pools, and not maybe on the rooftop, but not all of them, but we were the first, absolutely. And we had the most beautiful one.
I think so. So the Grand Hotel Minerva sits on Piazza Santa Maria Novella. So when you're up on this rooftop, you can see the Duomo, you can see Santa Maria Novella, you have a 360 view of the hills of Tuscany. And this is one of, as you know, because I keep coming back, it is one of my favorite places to stay. Actually, not just in Florence, but in all of Italy, which is a big deal because I go to a lot of places. So thank you for making such an incredible experience, because it's never just a hotel anymore.
No.
It's an experience. So tell me, how did the Grand Hotel Minerva get started?
So this is an Italian independent family-owned and operated hotel, and we are very proud of it. We sit in the beautiful square of Santa Maria Novella. As you know, we are in the middle of everything. Everything is walking distance from 5 to 10 minutes. And we overlook the Duomo, which is right in front of us.
Right behind us, right there.
On the left-hand side, there is the facade of the church of Santa Maria Novella. The family who owns this hotel just terminated the multi-million-dollar investment for its total renovation of the 97 rooms and suites and public spaces. In preparing for the 150th anniversary of this hotel, because Kathy, maybe you don't know, but this hotel opened its door as an inn, as a Locanda della Minerva in 1869. So this year, 2019, we are celebrating our 150th anniversary.
Happy anniversary! I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So I'm very excited to share with you this news that a few days ago, the Grand Hotel Minerva made 3rd place amongst the Florentine hotels. In the 2019 Condé Nast Travel Reader's Choice Award.
Excellent.
This is a great thing to celebrate our history in the hotel business. And as the other two hotels are 5-star deluxe property, we can officially say that we are the best 4-star deluxe property in Florence.
I think that's true.
Yes.
And I think I might have voted for you because I went through Condé Nast.
Yeah.
I went through and voted for some of my favorite properties in
Thank you.
Italy.
Thank
and
you.
that's the thing, you can come here and have a very luxurious experience at the Grand Hotel Minerva, but not spend like buckets of money like
Yeah.
you would at a 5-star.
Yeah, there's a difference, of course, between a 4 and a 5-star deluxe property. But so there, sometimes there are certain times of the year where we are very close to the cost of a 5-star deluxe, especially in the spring and summer, thanks to the rooftop swimming pool. That it's really a unique selling point for us.
Yeah.
But it's yes, it's true. There's of course a difference between the top international hotel chain 5-star deluxe property and us in terms of rates, but
Right.
not in terms of service. We try to provide our guests the best experience possible in a 4-star deluxe
I've
property.
definitely found in the years that I've stayed here, the service is top notch. And what I love is when I come back and it's all the same faces. And I get to say hi to all my friends
Yeah.
at the front desk, and the people who do the housekeeping
Yeah.
are the same, and they're fantastic. And the food, let's talk about the food, because
Okay.
it's nice when you're at a hotel where you can also, if you want to stay in and have a truly, there's so many places to go in Florence, but have a
Oh,
really
absolutely.
delicious meal. So Chef Tommaso is here.
Yes, absolutely.
And what are some of his specialties?
Oh, well, Tommaso Colonacci is a very young and talented chef. What he does is a reinterpretation of the typical Florentine cuisine, which it's very poor and simple in
Right.
its origin, and to re-elaborate it. And he works a lot with contrast. So with the salt and the sweet, with the creamy and crunchy, and with all these differences, sour and sweet. So it creates really and so it may sound a little bit strange when you read the menu, but all the different flavors melt perfectly together in your mouth and gives you an amazing experience.
Oh, delicious. And one of my favorite things, I actually think you have one of the prettiest breakfast rooms in all of Italy.
Yeah.
It feels like breakfast at Tiffany's. It's got that feel, that blue and that, the glass, and the selection is quite delicious.
Thank you.
And so it's a great way to wake up and start the day down
Yeah,
there. I
yeah.
love that.
Breakfast is very important to us. Although Italians are not very keen on
No, they
breakfast,
usually
we
have
just
their
have a coffee,
cornetto. Yeah.
exactly. But for a hotel that works on an international level, as we do for a deluxe property, breakfast is very important. So what we wanted to do is to create a very special atmosphere. And Architetto Piera Tempesti Benelli, who did the renovation, wanted to have this room particularly important, very home oriented in the same ways, with the 50 flares,
Yes, very
using
1950s.
Tiffany colors,
Yes.
beautiful paintings on the wall, and an amazing display of food in a dedicated room. Food that goes from amazing cookies, homemade cookies and homemade cakes, pastries, also sour and hot dishes, eggs, cold cuts. There is a Tuscan corner. So we try to fulfill the needs of all the different tastes of the different guests that we have from all around the world.
Well, it's a great way to start the day. And then I
Yeah.
have to tell you, I usually end the day up here on the rooftop.
Uh-huh.
So you have a great selection of cocktails.
Oh, absolutely. We have Karim. He is our new bartender. He is amazing. So together with Sara Maestrelli, who is part of the family owning the hotel, they work together to organize a completely new cocktail selection and way of organizing the aperitivo. The aperitivo is the American happy hour, more or less, but it's a little bit
tell
different.
Tell us why it's important to Italians.
Exactly.
It's
a tradition.
What time do you usually start aperitivo?
7:30.
Okay.
Here at the hotel, we start at 7:30. So we close the swimming pool.
Okay.
For swimming, we set up everything with candles and everything, and at 7:30 we start serving the aperitivo on the rooftop. People from Florence are coming over because this is a very popular spot also for Florentine.
Yeah.
And we have also live music some days during the week. And as I said, Karim and Sarah put together amazing cocktail selections, working on the more traditional ones,
like the Negroni?
Exactly.
That's my drink.
More traditional one, the signatures one, but also those made with local products. I mean, they did an incredible job, and we have been very successful.
So, before we talk about Florence in general, a little bit more about the hotel. Do you cater to families here?
Oh yes, absolutely. We do cater to families because we do have interconnecting rooms that can be guaranteed at the time of booking. We have family suites, duplex family suites, and we have services and amenities for children. Like when we have kids coming to the hotel, they have their own check-in with drawing pads, crayons, little things that make lollipops if we are allowed to give them by the parents, and all these type of things for them. They have their own menu at the restaurant, so we try to make them feel important.
And the pool, of course. I think
and of course,
any
the
family, any kind of afternoon.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Perfect for
it's
families.
Perfect for everybody after a day of sightseeing and everything, but it's also perfect for kids.
Yeah.
And I always say that it's the best babysitter that you can find.
That's true. That's true. So tell me about Florence. How has Florence changed? It has in these last years.
Oh, absolutely.
In terms of tourism, in terms of travelers, like what are they looking for when they come?
Well, now we notice that the number of tourists in Florence increased a lot.
Yeah.
And tourists from new countries as well. So we have to adapt a little bit and try to understand their needs and their what is appealing to them in order to make, because our work is to be hospitable, and it's we are in the hospitality world, so we need to do this for what concerns the hotels, and the city itself has to understand. I think that the administration of the city has done some interesting thing. For example, they are working on redecorating certain areas, and for example, the square where the hotel is located, Santa Maria Novella, changed a lot.
It's fantastic now.
It has been transformed into a pedestrian square, very beautiful, safe and clean, and of course. There are new hotels.
There's a lot.
More
there's
competition.
A lot of competition.
Which is good competition. I think that in the last years, the average of the hotels in Florence
has risen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you have to be better and better.
So sometimes though, it's nice to escape a little bit, still keeping in the city of Florence.
Right.
So. I think that for the Florentine, and at least for sure for myself, the best area where to go now, it's Villardarno, as we say in Florence, on the other side of the river, in the so-called Santo Spirito neighborhood.
Yes, I know it well.
Which is full of artisans shops, cafes, bars, and restaurants, and so it's not very crowded. You can find there a young crowd, not only because I'm not as young, no, not so young. So, I mean, it's really a very interesting, growing neighborhood, which is very interesting also for the tourists. I'm sure the Americans are going to love it.
Well, part of our Florence episode for Dream of Italy, and I stayed here 2 years ago when we were filming. We filmed in Santo Spirito. We filmed with Clet, the street artist, and Alessandro Dari, the jeweler. And, you know, there's so many artisans to visit with. And for this app, we're here filming a new special of Dream of Italy, and tomorrow we're going to the Santo Spirito vegetable market in the morning. And then I know there's an antiques market, I think once a month, and it's on Sunday. So there's so many things going on.
Yes.
So what do you think, as a Florentine, the best time of year to visit is for people?
Well, I think that Florence is one of those cities that you can visit all year round.
You really can.
Absolutely. So if you don't love the heat, you stay away from Florence in July and August
Yeah.
because it can be, it gets
Yeah.
to the 90 degrees, 100 degrees, or whatever. Come during I think that, for example, the shoulder season or
Yeah.
also the low season, it's amazing.
I
you
love
can,
the winter.
I mean, you don't have to stay online for hours at the Academy of Fine Arts or the Uffizi Gallery, whatever. Although our clients don't do that because we pre-booked them in these museums, of course, during the high season. But just to tell that, I mean, Florence is enjoyable all year round because it's a city where art is everywhere and in the streets we have a lot of museums. Actually, I would like to point out two new museums,
tell me.
recent two museums. Dimmi, exactly. One is when you get out from the hotel, you make a right-hand side.
Okay.
Right there, you have the new Museo del Novecento, which is the contemporary art museum. So just next door. And there is also another very beautiful museum that I love personally, which is the Museo dell'Opera del Duomo.
I have been.
It's amazing.
Actually, everybody needs to go there.
Yeah.
We did do that in our episode for season 2. We met the priest who runs the whole operation there.
Yeah.
But that museum, to truly see how the Duomo was constructed.
Exactly.
The statues.
Absolutely.
And it's really modern in the
It's
way they've
very well done.
designed it.
Very well designed and very interesting also for
I
me
love
as a Florentine.
Is the Duomo just your when you're in another city and you look up, are you always looking for the Duomo? Is
Yeah.
that like your landmark when you're
Oh,
in a
absolutely. For
Florentine?
everybody, for
You're
the Florentine and also for the tourist.
You're always looking
And
for
art has always been so important for us.
Yeah.
In fact, when we finished the redecoration of the hotel, what we try to do is to enhance whatever was the different layers of the hotel, 150 years of history
Yeah.
and art. So we wanted the goal, if I may say this, because it's very important to us, we wanted to give our guests a long-lasting experience about art, because we didn't want to interrupt this amazing experience of feeling art everywhere in the city.
Yeah.
So when they get back to the hotel, we wanted to give them the same time of art flow, art emotions.
Interesting.
So that's why there are so many antique pieces of art, contemporary pieces of art displayed like in a museum,
Yeah.
and in each and every room,
Yeah.
coming from the history of the hotel since 1869 and before that. So we have pieces from the 800s, 700s, then the 50s and so on. And also contemporary artists. So in each and every room you have a piece of art. And this is very important to us, and I wanted to say this because it's a little bit our soul, art is our soul.
If you're in Florence, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And the design in the rooms is very relaxing.
Okay,
The
yeah.
colors. It
Yeah.
feels like you are walking around all day and you're overwhelmed with the sights and the sounds, and it's a
No.
very, very relaxing place.
I love to say that this is a sort of urban resort. So you are in the middle of everything,
Right.
and you can really enjoy 100% the city and the
Right.
hustle and bustle and everything. But if you want, you can just stay at the hotel, also the entire day, doing nothing.
Yeah.
This is a very deluxe thing, I think, because there are different ways of thinking about deluxe things or
Yeah.
what is deluxe.
Yeah.
Deluxe for me is also being the owner of your time
Yeah.
and the owner of your emotions and sensations. So this hotel has a rooftop terrace with a swimming pool, a pool bar, an internal garden. It has an indoor restaurant, an outdoor restaurant.
You really
It has
don't
a
have to leave.
No, exactly. You can stay in one of the beautiful little terraces that
Right.
we have there and read your book, your favorite book.
Yeah.
And you can even spend the entire day or part of your day at the hotel. And this is what I love about this hotel.
So everything in Florence, if it's not art, it's food.
Yes.
So you're a Florentine. I've got you trapped. Where do you go to eat besides eating here with Chef Tommaso? If you have to leave the hotel.
If I have to leave the hotel, nearby here there are two very popular traditional restaurants, which are Il Sostanza and also Bucamario. They are walking distance from the hotel. If you want to stay nearby the hotel, you don't want. But what I usually do is I take the street here, I cross the bridge,
Right.
and I go on the other side of the Arno. And there are two restaurants that I like. One is in Piazza della Passera.
Yes.
And
I know what you're going to mention. Il Magazine.
Exactly.
Il Magazzino. So when I was at Il Magazzino, I had the lampredotto
Yeah.
meatballs. They put them in like a form.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
yeah.
you would never know
No.
that you're eating the stomach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As I told you before, the Florentine cuisine is very poor in its
Yeah.
base. So we were eating the offal, I think you say in English.
Yeah.
So there are different parts of the cow that we still eat, and they do it in a very fancy way.
Yeah.
It's traditional, but it's a very beautiful
very
and
different. Yeah.
prepared in different
I
ways.
like that restaurant a lot. And what's the other one you recommend over
The
there?
Santo Bevitore, which is a little
yes.
bit more chicy.
Oh, I don't think I've been there. That's a place I've been long.
You
I
should
really
try.
want to go.
You should try
yeah.
it. And I love the fact because you have the Santo Bevitore, you have the restaurant,
Uh-huh.
you have the bakery,
Yeah.
and also you have the deli.
Yeah.
So you can decide what you want. You
Yes.
can also buy the things that you ate probably before. You can
Yeah.
have the finocchiona, which is a traditional cold cut that we do here in Florence. You can cheese and everything. It's an amazing place that's worth a visit. And then if you want to spend the night in Oltrarno, there are an amazing number of bars
Oh,
and
there
clubs,
are. Yeah.
also specialize in whiskey or in gin, whatever, which
Yeah.
is the new trend.
Yeah.
And
So the craft cocktail is really
yeah,
here.
absolutely. And coming back to the hotel though,
Uh-huh.
I would make a stop from Santo Spirito.
Uh-huh.
So on the other side of the Arno, I would make a stop at Ponte alla Carraia.
Yes.
So before you cross the bridge, on the left-hand side,
Uh-huh.
there is my favorite spot, which is
I think I know what it is.
a gelato
Yes.
place.
Well, I know I have another friend who works in hotels. That's his favorite place too.
Yeah? Yeah?
I think it's a popular gelateria.
Yes, exactly. It's called La Carraia.
Okay, La
and
Carraia.
And for me, they do the most amazing gelato
What
here.
flavors do you get?
Oh, I love pistachio, extra dark
That's my
chocolate,
favorite.
and you know, and also milk, cream, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, this type of
Yeah.
things. I'm not very much for the fruit. I really love it.
Oh, go for the chocolate.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
what I
Chocolate,
say.
cream, this type of
That's
things.
what I say. So, are there any other things that you would recommend that are unusual and different to do here in Florence?
Well,
if people have been before, we have a lot of people who read our publication, watch the show, listen
Yeah,
to the
sure.
podcast. They're coming for the 4th or 5th or 6th time. What do you think that they should try
Well,
to do?
there are companies that are doing amazing different type of tours.
I know.
So you can do going and do shopping at for
Yes.
example, at the Mercato Centrale.
Yeah.
Do the shopping and do cooking class.
Oh, cooking class is also
Yeah.
a must.
Or you can go to the Cantiera and do the same type of things,
Take a
but
day
you
trip.
do it to take a day trip. During the certain time of the year, you can do the olive picking,
Yeah.
or you can do this type of experiences. And also you can go with the gondola on the River Arno,
I've
which
done
is
that in the Florence episode. The
And
Renaioli.
the Renaioli,
Yeah.
exactly. And what is interesting is that if you hire a guide and you tell a guide, because they're different, like in Rome, like in every city here, there's a lot of history. So there are different ways of reading at one city like Florence. So you can say, I'm interested in the medieval Florence. I'm interested in
that.
the Renaissance
Yes.
period. So according to that, you can, the guide can show you all the different type of heritage that we
Yes.
have according to that period.
Yes.
An heritage that it's also through the streets, because you can find
All the
paintings and statues with different type of
I
Madonna.
love the tabernacles with the
Tabernacles
oh,
and this
gosh,
type of
with
things.
the
The name of the
Madonnas.
streets.
Yes.
And so, or, it's an incredible city. There are different layers, and in every trip you can dedicate your trip to a particular period of the history of this city. It's really amazing.
And then every time you come back, you can find a new vantage point from this rooftop to enjoy.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
it's funny, I was one night this week while I've been here, I was looking out at the piazza for drinks. But then I was on the other side looking out toward the hills, and that sunset is
Yeah.
just the colors. Tuscany makes
Yeah.
sunsets like you would not believe. So I was looking
Exactly.
out that way, and it felt like I was in a totally different place. And that's the thing about Italy. There's always a new perspective. There's always a new way to see it, something new to do. And my favorite thing is when the old and the new come together, and that's something that we really
Yeah.
find here at
Yeah.
Grand Hotel Minerva.
Yes, exactly. Also, in terms of heritage, as I told you, it's also the hotel itself has an
Yeah.
incredible heritage.
Yeah.
It was the house of the monks in the medieval period. It was after that home for noble families. Then it became inn in the 1869. Then a hotel in the first of the 900s, and then in 1958, thanks to an amazing architect Carlo Scarpa, the maestro Carlo Scarpa, it became the Grand Hotel Minerva as we know nowadays, which
Yeah.
is a milestone in the modern architecture and design. He basically pulled down everything, just leaving some part of the hotels unaltered with beautiful paintings and frescoes and painting wooden beams,
Yeah.
and recreated everything new. And so it has always been, putting together the heritage and move forwards
I love
and
that.
keep, of course, the standard of a deluxe property that
I
has to be an
love
operative
that.
hotel.
That combination. So if people want to find out more about the hotel, it's grandhotelminerva.com.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much for welcoming
Thank
me
you.
back.
Thank you, Kathy.
And I hope to see you again soon.
Oh, I hope so. Thank you, everybody.
Ciao.
Bye.
For show notes on this episode, visit dreamofitaly.com/7. Again, our thanks to Rosa Pepe Retreats. Walk the paths of the ancient philosophers and discover why the Roman emperors chose Campania for their escapes. Enjoy healing thermal waters, exhilarating vistas, and mouth-watering cuisine. Book your trip at rosapeperetreats.com. And thank you, Fruits and Passion Cucina. These olive oil-based elevated kitchen products are biodegradable, eco-friendly, and never tested on animals. Save 15% at fruitsandpassion.com with the promo code DreamOfItaly15. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dream of Italy podcast on Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. 5 stars preferred. For more about all of our podcast episodes and to give us feedback on what you would like to hear in the future, visit dreamofitaly.com/podcast. And for all things Dream of Italy, the award-winning travel publication, membership website, TV show, and travel planning service, visit dreamofitaly.com. Ciao!